Samantha had always been fascinated by the abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Its decrepit exterior and overgrown yard had always beckoned her, drawing her in like a moth to a flame. As a child, she would often sneak past the fence and explore the sprawling property, her imagination running wild with stories of the ghosts and spirits that were said to haunt its halls. As she grew older, Samantha's obsession with the house only grew. She spent every spare moment exploring the dusty old rooms, searching for clues about the house's past and the spirits that were said to haunt it. Despite the warnings of her friends and family, Samantha couldn't resist the lure of the house, and she continued to venture inside whenever she had the chance. It wasn't until Samantha was in her late teens that she discovered the true horror of the house. One day, she was exploring the house's dark and musty attic when she stumbled upon an old journal hidden in a dusty trunk. As she flipped through its pages, she realized that it had been written by the house's former owner, a woman named Sarah. The journal was filled with desperate scribblings, describing Sarah's descent into madness as she was tormented by the spirits that seemed to haunt the house. According to the journal, Sarah had been hearing strange whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves. She had become increasingly paranoid and fearful, convinced that the spirits of the past were trying to harm her. The more Samantha read, the more the whispers seemed to fill her own head, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. One night, Samantha decided to stay in the house overnight, determined to uncover the secrets that it held. As the moon rose high in the sky, she settled into a dusty armchair in the living room, hoping to catch a glimpse of the spirits that had been tormenting Sarah so many years before. The whispers that had once filled her head grew louder and more insistent, droning out all other sound. She could feel the hairs on the back of her neck rising, and her heart beat faster and faster as she realized that she was not alone in the house. This snippet was generated in Yandex Cloud. Suddenly, Samantha heard footsteps behind her and turned to see the ghostly figure of Sarah standing in front of her. Sarah's eyes were wild and unseeing, her hair disheveled and her clothes torn. Samantha tried to run, but the house seemed to twist and turn, trapping her inside. As she stumbled through the dark corridors of the house, Samantha heard the whispers growing louder, taunting her with echoes of the past. She was sure she was going to die in that house, alone and forgotten like the others who had ventured inside. But then, just as suddenly as they had started, the whispers stopped. The house grew quiet, and Samantha was able to find her way out. Years later, Samantha never forgot the horrors she had experienced in the house. She would often lie awake at night listening for the whispers that still seemed to haunt her dreams. And every time she passed by the old abandoned house, she couldn't help but feel a chill run down her spine, as if the spirits of the past were still watching and waiting for their next victim.